All right, all right, all right. Where y'all at on this Sunday? How's everybody doing out there? On
Doing
live.
great.
What you say there, Tiny? On this,
Everything is great.
this illustrious Sunday, as we say.
Yes. Hmm.
Did you get a chance to enjoy the sun today?
I did. I did. So
Mm,
real good day.
that's
So
good.
now, what do you think about that guy Kirk?
Uh, yeah, we're gonna dive into actually. To tell you the truth, the title of the show is where what do I call it? Where are our American people? Something to that effect. But I'm just saying, it's crazy out here, and people got to really understand that words that can be deadly. Words matter.
Hmm.
A lot of people don't want to understand that. Words really matter.
That's right. And there are consequences to what you say. You
Mm-hmm.
can't say anything and not expect anything to happen.
So
So
that's the bad part. People don't think there are consequences to
right,
your
you know. So I had never heard of him before this.
no.
Mm-mm. But you know, but it seems to be famous. A lot of people know him, and a lot of people like him.
Yeah, I mean, famous or infamous, it's one and the same in so many ways. But
Hmm.
nevertheless, people have gotten in an uproar. Let's just say that they
Hmm.
are in an uproar, and I've heard it go as far as even saying that they look at this guy as like Dr. King. I'm like, what?
Right, right. You know what kind of stuff is that?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's like comparing Hitler, to Dr. King.
Hmm.
Are you serious?
But this is just the beginning, and like the guy who shot him was white. You know.
Yeah, well, that was the other part of it. That whole deal went, oh, we know who it is. Do you really know who it is? You know, let's
Hmm.
be honest. Let's be real.
And I think they're gonna have a hard time finding a trial. I mean, a jury to convict him. I think he's gonna be like the guy who shot the United executive. People ain't gonna want to convict him, but we'll
Well,
see.
I'll tell you, you're absolutely right about that part. Because there are there's people from the same camp with two different mindsets. Let's put it like that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because from what my understanding was, they said he wasn't. He was upset because what's the other guy name? What Kirk for me?
Kirk, last name is Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, that he wasn't radical enough. That's what it is. I'm like, what? So
Mm-hmm.
this thing could be very volatile and confusing and chaotic all in one. And
Mm-hmm.
somebody needs to tell me where they think they're going with this.
Well, I
It's
think
just,
this. I think all of this is white folks' business. I think we need to just watch.
yeah, that's what a lot of people been saying. But the problem with that is, as we sit and watch, we'll still be the ones that get smacked.
Yeah,
Just,
but
just
not
be,
as much as the white people. They don't do nothing for us. They don't do nothing for us. Everything we got, we work for it. They ain't gave us nothing. Ain't nothing for them to take back. Few people got jobs, but I believe that after this is over, it's going to be better. I think for black people and Latinos, I,
Yeah,
you know, it's going to be rough for a little while, but I think in the end, it's all going to work out for us. That's what I think.
yeah.
So, Steve, we got a new peacemaker on. His name is Universal. Universal. This is Steve
Oh,
Robinson.
how you doing?
Yeah.
Universal. That's
Uni-
that's
go-
universal. Who's universal? Let me see. Talk to me. Is he on now?
Let me
Universal.
see. Yeah, he's on. Okay, let me see. He's muted though. Take. Can you
Okay.
take him off mute?
Let me see. You have to unmute. He has to unmute. Yeah. That'll be great if you could unmute Mr. Universal.
Hey, hey.
What you say?
Hey, hey, everyone.
All right, all right.
How's
You know,
everyone today?
okay, we're doing good. We're doing good.
All right, all right, all right. All
Yeah.
right, all right, all right.
Who you supposed to be?
Hey, thanks for having me on, Baba Allen.
Yes, sir. They call me Tiny on this program.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Tiny. How
Right.
about Tiny?
Okay.
Right.
Hello, Steve. Hello, everyone.
Hey there. How you doing?
Hello, hello.
Hey, Walter.
How's it going, Tiny?
It's great.
Jim Edgar died today.
Who?
Jim Edgar, the ex-old governor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yes.
funny. Somebody just went to an affair last week that he holds some type of cohort. It was and his presence presented by him. Wow. Is Jim Thompson still alive?
Oh,
Jim Thompson, the former governor.
Right.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, only the best, as you say. So we were talking a little bit about the circumstances of this country that's going through right now. Touching base on the assassination and saying that this was gonna happen in so many words. Do you agree, Walter?
Go ahead.
What do you mean go ahead? That's the question.
Let's take a moment of silence. And, this is part of freedom of speech. What we can't say anything anymore until we get shot for what we're believing.
Well, you can't just say anything. If you just on the street say the wrong thing, you can get hit in your mouth. And if you
Right,
say anything, the wrong thing in public like that, you get shot.
right.
Right.
That's, it ain't never been any other way. I mean, maybe I'm reading it wrong, but that's been kind of how most people that I know have always felt.
Yeah. Right.
Hey,
You know, don't just say something and think you get away with it. You hurt somebody's feelings, they'll kill you.
yeah, we know.
Yeah.
There's always somebody out there that's a little bit more outrageous than the first, than the next, the other.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
look how many people that spoke out. Malcolm X spoke. Martin Luther King spoke out loud.
And what happened to them?
JF Kennedy spoke,
Yep.
and
And
they
what
shot
happened?
him.
Right. That's what happened when you speak out.
right? I
You know?
mean, it happened in series back in the '60s, of course. You know, all those people. You forgot even JFK's brother. So I mean, it wasn't unusual to know that this kind of behavior has transpired, but
You know?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I think that he got what he deserved. He was talking that stuff, but they call it Malcolm X call that chickens coming home to roost.
Well, I think the problem with it is more so than anything. You know, one person says something, another person says something, so it goes back and forth and back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Is it right? No. Is it your right to say? Yes, you're right. You know. It's also your right to cross the street, but that don't mean a car understands that it can't run you over. The person behind the wheel should, but you know, it's just.
Yeah.
I just think we still
Maybe.
have to be cognizant of what we're dealing with in life. You know, I like the way white people have that belief, though. They believe in the system. They believe in the laws. They believe in the facts that we have rights. I like that, but unfortunately, most people don't feel like.
Right. So, man, this is just the beginning. This is
Yeah,
just the beginning.
ain't nothing you ain't seen before, right, Shane?
Right. Right. You know.
Unfortunately, but you know, it is a tragic thing that people can't. But you know, it just kind of, I don't know. I just don't understand what people don't understand. They made how many assassination attempts on president? And you got people that are saying things that are inflamed and not thinking nobody else can say anything or do anything. That I just don't know. I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah. And see, Trump is emboldening these people where they wouldn't have done anything before. They emotional about it now.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Well, the guy that did this,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't what. Maybe you know, Walter. Who is this guy? What was his motivation? What was it really about? You know?
I think he's on mute.
Oh, yeah. That's the question.
Mm-hmm.
It's still kind of vague. I just think the whole, what do you call it? The whole lynch mob mentality that went out towards the wrong group or the wrong people. If that did go that way, that was just too premature. And let's just be real about it. Why do we even have to have that kind of mentality? You know, why?
Mm-hmm.
If we reflect back on what happened with Dr. King, and I think it was probably a big momentum that was building up. How did it go, Tiny, back in the '60s? Who was it? What it was Malcolm X first, right?
Right. Yeah, Malcolm X, I think is 65.
Then Kennedy,
Yeah.
and then his brother, or was it King and then his brother? Last 68. 68 was King. It was like the spring of '68, something like that.
Yeah.
So I think it was Malcolm X, then Kennedy's brother, and then Dr. King.
Mm-hmm.
And the pressure was building.
To-
people have always said, why did the black people burn up their communities? Well, they really didn't.
right, right. The Jews paid black people to burn up those businesses.
Yeah, yeah. Because it's profitable. There you
Right,
go.
right.
They want it out anyway.
Yeah, and that was their way out. You know,
Not just that. Again, really want their property.
right. Mhm. Mhm. So, but it is a God, and all of this will settle. I don't know what it's going to be like. I was at a meeting talking about the new congressman. I was thinking to myself, he don't know what he's getting into. Ain't no telling what the Congress is going to be like next time. You know,
Or when you're saying the new Congress, you saying the whole Congress? Or
the
you saying,
the whole government is going to be
oh,
different.
oh yeah. Yeah, the whole government's going to be different, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
That's a definite.
All right. So,
But now you said that, what do you think of Congressman Davis and his efforts to endorse or what do you want to say? Yeah, endorse Sean Ford.
okay. At first, I kind of like was kind of neutral on that because I know LaShawn Ford, but I don't know him personal. I don't have any personal experiences with him. And I didn't really know that much about who he was or what he was doing. So, but if he's been in 18 years, he should know how the game goes.
Yep.
So now, personally, I think Willie Burton should have been the candidate.
Yeah,
You know,
I
believe it or
think
not.
I think Steve Robinson should have been the candidate.
okay, right.
Somebody already said that. They beat you to it, Walter. Someone asked me at Danny's birthday party, Steve, why this choice? Why did we go with this choice? He could have gotten you. I'm like, yeah, maybe. And I never aspired to be, but I don't know.
He
That's
should have been in the right position.
as a compliment or a slap in the face. Like, look at you and look at him. You guys almost equal. Boy, you a little better than him? I was like, huh? So I don't. Hey, what they say in politics,
Make,
ain't no
makes,
permanent enemies, ain't no permanent friends.
yeah.
All politics are local.
Mm-hmm.
It's really bad politics.
Well, what do you mean by bad politics? What are you saying about that?
I mean, why do people have to beg for services?
Right. Yeah.
Why we have to beg and say we need this and that when it's supposed to be a representative? Look how long all this other thing is supposed to be in motion. It takes 12 years for something to happen.
Well, I think that if they tell the politicians you won't get paid until all the problems are solved, I think they'll do something. But if they get paid while they're not doing anything, I don't think they're gonna do anything.
You know, a tiny point. Warren Buffett said this a long time ago. He said if they tied congressional seats and maybe senator as well to inflation and the controlling of it for the American people, then we wouldn't have a problem at all because then they would make sure that everybody standard of living was met.
Yeah, they're the one that controlled the deficit too.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. He said it might have been probably not inflation, but what's the other measure? Not GDP. What's the
Deficit.
no, not the deficit. What's the measure that we use to determine quality of life? It ain't inflation. It ain't GDP. What is it? I can't think of the word.
GNP.
Nah. I'm blanking on the word. But regardless, he was just saying that if that was tied to their stints in office, then they would definitely. He said that. He said, hold on, let me look it up so I can have the direct quote. But he said he could solve the problem.
Looking it up. Let's look at what happened in Nepal. You guys see what happened in Nepal? They overthrew the government, and it was
Who is?
something peaceful. They burned a few government buildings up, and tore up, and wrecked shop and tore up some things. And they got a bunch of the government officials' wives and captured them and kind of escorted them to some hospitals or something. But all in all, even the looting, they went back and told everybody, hey, everything you looted, put it on this truck. You're taking it right back to where you got it. And everybody turned the stuff back in. And I'm saying, I know Nepal, I don't know how many people in Nepal.
That's a lot.
Okay, here it goes. It says Warren Buffett, this is his plan for Congress. He said his deficit reduction plan involves prohibiting the reelection of any members of sitting Congress if the national deficit exceeds 3% of the GDP.
Okay.
But
That
isn't
was
that
his
cost
plan.
of living 3% of every year? Isn't that 3% cost of living?
Yeah, I don't know exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's the raise that they give us. 3%.
Well, it's just saying that, hey, your job is based on if you were like a salesman, if you were selling insurance. If you're not meeting your quota, then you don't get paid,
That's a salesman.
Right. Right. You know?
I mean, their crooks are doing that too.
Mm-hmm.
Selling you garbage or life insurance. Because you're gonna just use it one time.
Yeah.
Life insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're a
And there's
vampire.
all these.
You're a vampire, you might be able to get it many times they put a stake in your heart.
Yeah.
Besides, he's sleeping in the coffin, so
Mm-hmm.
But no, if you were tying their job performance to the GDP, what do you say, the GDP or what is it?
GDP, gross domestic product.
Yeah.
It said if it exceeded 3% of if cost of living exceeded 3% of GDP, something like that. Hold on, let me look at it. What he said. He said it would prohibit re-election if the national deficit exceeds 3% of the GDP. If the national deficit.
Right.
But
Because
we're in a big
anytime the
mess
deficit
now.
goes up, that's why they raise taxes on us to try to build off our backs the disastrous money management that they do. So
Yeah.
he's saying, if it exceeds 3%, if our debt as a country exceeds 3% of our GDP, then any sitting member of Congress should not be up for re-election.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a lot of garbage. I mean, everybody that sits in Congress, they do inside trading, and then it's legal for them to do it.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that though. I mean, they do. I mean, it shouldn't be insider, but just the stocks. Like, I think they should be able to trade stocks, but I don't think they should.
Inside trading. That's the difference. They know which way that company will go because they'll lobby certain companies and they'll make a bundle.
Right.
I mean, that should be.
I'm against that. I'm against insider trading because it's like we don't get to know that inside information. But I will tell you, if we go, oh yeah, I'm here, and I hope we do get another recession. Millionaires are created during recessions. If anybody know anything about millionaires, most of our millionaires were made during recessions. And so if we do get one, which I doubt because I don't think Trump gonna let it get that bad, but Let's
I
just hope
think it might be another recession
it's possible.
because there's a
So,
book that comes out from the federal government. It
so
starts
let me
with a
ask,
B, binge book. There's different kind of books that come out.
so let me ask this question. Since that was posed that millionaires come out of recession, out of all the people that's watching this channel, that's watching this podcast, any of y'all gonna be millionaires from this recession?
Well, you already know my brother DeAndre is on the rise of that. So if
No,
he on
no.
the rise,
How
if
about
he
immediately after this recession or during this recession? That's what I'm talking about. Now,
right, but
I'm not saying he ain't gonna never be a millionaire, because I aspire for him to be the greatest that he's ever become and has shown to me to be.
I
But
appreciate that.
I just can't see it in this recession because hey, you been to the grocery store?
It's
Well,
about
but you
money.
gotta understand how it works. You know, when things, you know, so like when during a recession, a lot of so supply and demand is very volatile. So if you got stocks that's kind of at an all-time low, or lower than it was today, yesterday, tomorrow, you buy those stocks, and then a recession will end. Recessions don't last forever. So when that recession ends, all of that investing, hurting, and pain that you went through, it'll pay off. And you should be on track to be a millionaire based off those investments during the recession. All you gotta do is just listen to me, and I'm gonna take you to the promised land.
Steve, there's another way. A lot of biggest or famous companies start in recession
Mm-hmm.
because they are incubators.
Now that I hear.
Okay, there's a lot of them. My buddy's starting incubators, west side and south side right now. Young kids starting companies out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's
And they're having
Walter,
incubators.
no. Yep.
I don't know nothing.
But that still would be a 10-year trajectory.
Says
No,
who?
You think in the switch of a light, they're gonna be millionaires?
A recession isn't a switch of a light. A recession is a economical phase, and a phase has a time period. It has an interval, meaning time. So
takes ten
nothing is
years.
instant.
When I
You
threw
know,
10 years, that's why I threw 10 years in there, a decade.
yeah, no, that's too long. A recession has never lasted that long. Whatever
It
you
takes
do in a recession will dictate if you'll be a millionaire.
No, I'm saying for the person to become a millionaire, 10 years.
It's not going to be that's a wrong number. I'm telling you, that's
Steve.
false.
Steve, you ever heard of the 7-year rule or the 10-year rule? Everything resets after 7 or 10 years.
I didn't have to hear of it. I've kind of seen it over 60 some years, how it's
Okay,
been.
that's how it goes. It goes into economic cycles.
Very much cyclical, no doubt.
Tell it.
The bad part about it is if you don't know how to ride it out, you disappear.
First, it was the dot-com bubble. Then it was the housing bubble. There's all these different bubbles that happen. Could
Well,
be
no,
AI bubble.
it was .com and then 9/11. 9/11 took a real big dip.
No, 2008 made a lot of millionaires.
The housing bubble.
It made a lot of million. If it wasn't for 2008, this country wouldn't be as prosperous as it is today.
It takes two different things of a coin.
Mm-hmm.
It takes money to produce, but it's like a two-sided coin. Because I'm reading books that say we're country gotta run on debt. There's a lot of countries run on debt.
Yeah, we run up debt, but my thing is, I can go back to the early 70s, 1970, 71. That's when I first started hearing about recessions, and prior to that, you only heard of what's known as the Depression. Maybe Tiny, you can expound on that a little bit. But when did you start hearing about the word recession and understanding how it impacted the American people?
In the
Steve,
70s.
yeah, after the gold standard. That's when it first started, Steve.
Yeah, see me, it was hitting hard because it was so bad then. People had to stand in line to get gas.
Yeah.
That's embargo. 74 embargo.
Yeah, but it was cranking in a little bit before 74. I mean, do you remember, Tiny? Because I'm telling you, I was a kid, but I saw it, and you couldn't pass it up.
Yeah. Well, it all started when the Shah of Iran wanted to buy some jets, and Nixon went up on the price on the jets. The Shah of Iran said, "Well, okay, I'll go up on the gas."
There you go.
Right.
That's what it is. And you know what's strange about all that? I hate to say it, as bad as the recession was, in black communities, it was life as usual.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
It was
Look at the Cadillacs.
Huh?
There's a story about the Cadillac. You know who saved the Cadillac?
We know who saved the Cadillac. Who saved that? Who saved America?
Wait. Who saved the Cadillac?
African Americans. They did.
Right. And did you know that once upon a time they wouldn't let black people buy Cadillacs?
Yeah, that was 1929, I believe. Cadillac wasn't going to go under. Nobody had no money. African Americans had the money at home. They went and bought Cadillacs. They bought a lot of things during that time. Recession. A lot of companies stayed around that time.
Black dollars mean something, y'all.
You know what? I hate to put it on the other side of the coin. That was the beginning of taking our money, and we ain't got nothing for it.
Yeah.
That's a purchasing power.
What you mean?
The purchasing power.
What's the point of having purchasing power when you can't purchase your own stores? What's the point of having purchasing power when you can't live in communities that you want to live in? What's the point of having purchasing power when you can't send your kids to school?
The public schools, you mean?
Yeah.
It could be.
Well, that's a different story. Somebody hijacked the public schools.
Somebody.
Yeah, the Socialist Party hijacked the public schools.
Mm-hmm.
And then the businesses on the west side, I mean, there's a Chamber of Commerce. How come nobody starts? There's no incubator classes. Pretty much.
I'm getting the Chamber of Commerce people out here today talking to you about this. Where y'all at? Where you at, Chris? Where you at? Hey?
I mean, you didn't tell me no invite. I would have been there with incubators. How come they don't teach that like in high school or at grammar school about incubators?
Because the system is a capitalistic system. And when you have capitalism,
they want to teach you how to work. They don't teach you how to be an owner. They want to teach you to be a damn worker.
And Walter, now that's it. What's his name?
Who?
Not Think and Grow Rich, but one of those.
Robert Kiyosaki.
No, I think way before that. But anyway, they said that.
You're talking about the socialists. You're talking about
Earl Nightingale.
Earl Nightingale. He said that if you work on a job, you working for somebody else's dreams.
Yeah, see, I'm not making this stuff up.
Hey, your kids can't inherit your job.
Right. And you never
we gotta build it now.
You work on a job.
Okay, I want to ask you guys something. You know who owns the weaving companies?
Indian. I'm just guessing.
That's the biggest money maker in the world right now.
Yeah.
Weaving.
What
Hmm.
is like? What do you mean, like weaving? Like basket weaving?
No, wigs.
Oh, you mean weave? Wig?
Weaves.
And
Yeah, but that
guys, you guys are talking about all of this money, and you guys keep forgetting. All we need is Peacebrook, guys.
Who's that guy? Who just said that?
you know, hey, he gonna be on in a minute. He gonna piece the brook right to you.
All you're
Oh,
gonna hear is the space is being recorded. I'm like, uh-oh, he done entered the building, y'all.
He's here.
so
We need
circumstance
Peacebrook.
that just happened has wrapped it up for Peacebrook because the whole idea of Peacebrook is people being, self-sustaining without currency, and you never know, man, the way things going.
Yeah.
DeAndre over there growing watermelons and stuff, we might have to go and indulge in his farm.
Who's that?
He got some watermelons, DeAndre.
Me,
No. Where's?
DeAndre.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah,
I had some
yeah.
tomatoes and cucumbers.
Yeah, I got tomatoes, cucumber. I just grew a watermelon, man. I got some squash growing back there, man.
Oh,
Come
Okay.
on over, Walter, man. I know you're hungry, man.
I
Come
don't
on
got
over,
your
man.
address. Tell Steve, give me an address. I'll go there.
All right.
Right
For
Don't
across.
be
real.
scared either
Farmers
when
market.
you see my neighbors, man. Don't get scared of
Oh,
my neighbors, man. They good. They good people, man.
no, I mean, well, they might be scared of me.
As of lately, you might be right.
Yeah,
Hey,
You be scared of me.
Walter, I want you to tell everybody what happened when you went to Winnetka last weekend.
Where?
Did you go to Winnetka last weekend?
Where? Oh yeah.
You mind sharing that story?
Yo, you could say it.
No, I want you to tell it what happened.
Okay, I went to this Republican event in Winnetka, and then it's like it was weird, and then they're stuck up, very stuck up. I mean, they don't want to shake my hand and stuff. I'm like, okay, and I wonder why. Then they're saying, how come these guys can't win elections? This is why you don't shake nobody's hand, the regular voter,
You know what? I shake your hand, Walter,
huh?
because you've been to my house and you shook my hand.
Be quiet. No, this is the truth. This is why they don't win elections.
Hmm.
They won't go in Chicago. They're just stuck up in Winnetka.
Yeah.
They won't go to Chicago
Okay.
or on the west side.
Now,
Me, I was on the west side. I
Well,
probably seen you, Tiny. I know I seen a couple guys on Madison Street.
okay.
I was there. They're like, whoa, whoa, who's this guy? You
yeah.
know?
No,
Oh, so wait a minute. You went to a Republican event and they was acting stuck up?
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
I was.
Mm.
Yes, they
You,
were.
you know my friend Ted, white guy, he
yeah.
Who?
that years ago. He say that black people think all white people ain't together, are together. He said, but they're not. He
They're
said,
not.
you said, Walter, he go around and people, they won't even talk to him.
No, they're not together.
Right.
I'm
Republican Party.
gonna hate to put this news flash out, but white people are together. Because if you look at any of them greenbacks you got in your wallet, ain't none but white people on them, and that's when
Uh,
they're together. Trust me. You
Yeah.
look at them Lincolns, them Hamiltons, them Franklins, Grants, and the like, they together. Trust me.
Yeah.
and what does it say on the top of the greenbacks? This is for debt. You're paying for a debt that you paid for something like 100 times. So you're telling me it takes more money for food to get it out of the ground than it was before 20, 30 years ago?
No.
Or milk? from a cow, it costs more than it was 30 years ago.
No, it's the same vegetables, it's the same fruits. I mean,
So that's
some of
about
them
greed.
genetically modified,
Yeah,
But that's mostly greed.
yeah.
That's a good observation. I never noticed that. Like I can understand like electronics, but it's like why is milk so high? Like I mean, I don't drink milk. I don't really know how much milk costs. When I buy milk, I just buy it because I don't drink milk, so I don't know the prices. But I feel like certain things should remain the same. Like eggs,
Eggs,
like
yep, eggs.
eggs and milk. Like unless there's a cow shortage, cool. You know what I'm
there you
saying? Or you know what I'm
got
saying?
high class cows out there in the pastures drinking tea with their pinkies.
Oh yeah, I watch videos, man. They got certain ones where they just only grass fed. They don't even eat hay. They only eat grass. And they everything about them tastes different. You know what I'm saying? How they cultivate them.
But that's the
So,
oldest thing formed, grass-fed cows. They didn't have none of that stuff before, 100
oh
years
hay,
ago.
okay.
I mean, grass. They just eat the grass, regular grass,
Hmm.
growing. They never, and then, and they let it grow really high. They cut it all up and they put it inside. They let the
Well,
grass.
let's take it to one of the simplest elements: water. Why is water $10 a case? Why is certain waters even more? Why is all this water? Where's it coming from?
Because they filter it. They have a lease, a water lease coming out of Lake Michigan. Like Ice Mountain, they have a lease, like water rights for their water. So they could put any price on it.
Yeah, but it's water. It's
I
all
know,
over.
but some of them, they add couple things in it, minerals
Yeah.
or whatever.
Well, so okay, so as far as like a company, I think a company should be able to sell their water at any price they want to. But the city of Chicago water, that should never change really. Like unless the minerals and the fluoride start going up because we at war and we had a real depth like lack of it, then okay, water's gonna cost more because we lacking fluoride and we got to buy it from this country now that costs 10 cents more on the dollar. So that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? But Chicago water or like state water should be the same price.
But there's chemicals that in our food ain't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Like formalin ain't supposed to be in our food.
Well,
Yeah,
RFK
We
getting rid of a lot of that. Like he's getting rid of a lot of that stuff.
Right.
because propylene glycol, we spray
that
planes
worm
with it.
in his head first before you start doing anything else.
You
That
said
worm,
what?
you need to get rid of that worm in his head.
And the worm in
Oh,
his
he got a
head.
worm.
The
He's
one that
sick.
yeah, the one that ate up half his brain.
Is it a parasite or a worm?
A
Parasite.
worm is a parasite.
Right.
Okay. Because
Right.
everybody
Poor.
has parasite from all this food we're eating.
Yeah.
Wait, let's go back to water. So Mosaic just said something. He said Lake Michigan water. What about the people that were in Flint, Michigan? They were paying for their water, but it's totally killing them, poisoning them. So how do you look at that the same way? You know, did they paid in their taxes for water, and they
Oh,
got something.
geez. Remember
Right.
when Haley was the mayor? He always says there was high something in the water all the time. How come the mayors now don't say that?
Maybe
Yeah,
they
I did
corrected.
hear it's something in our water. I mean, I feel like the taxes that those people in Flint pay, like that should have been. See, that's when the federal government's supposed to step in. When the state can't handle they candle, the federal government come in. You can't handle crime, the feds come in. You can't get y'all water fixed and the people dying. That's when the feds should come in and fix that and then penalize the state.
I
So
think
you
I think they put female hormones in our water.
Oh, they do that.
That explains that dress, Walter.
Huh?
Yeah, they putting hormones in the black people chicken and watermelon too.
And they put that soy, that's a women hormone.
Right, that increases estrogen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
it's one of those.
they want the next generation of black men to have a little bit of Diddy in them.
So
A little bit of Diddy.
now they put it in the chicken and the watermelon. They'll put it in the escargot and the caviar, huh?
They're
Nope.
gonna have some baby oil.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, they messing us up. That's sad, man.
I'm just trying to get everybody's thoughts on this whole kind of events this week, because at the end of the day, whatever happened to being just American, you know? What happened to it?
Hey,
Now-
Steve, can we have a moment of like silence?
What'd you say, a moment of white silence?
No, can we have a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk?
Huh? I just gave you one when I said, huh?
No, just a moment for Charlie Kirk.
I'm freaking speechless.
No,
Kirk, man. He
Don't throw that
ain't
at me.
did nothing. He ain't did nothing to nobody but talk stupid about black people. He ain't did nothing else.
yeah, he
Right,
did.
Walter? Right, Walter? He ain't did nothing else but talk crazy about black people.
Well,
No, that's freedom of like a speech.
everybody has the right. Everybody has the right to say what they want. But I just would have loved to see him in the ring with let's just say a boxer, and he said those things that happen to be. We can't say Mike Tyson, because Mike Tyson got brain. What they say, Dane damage.
Well, even better, he talked at, see, this is the thing. He is smart, and he's smarter than the average person when it comes to politics. He knows, he studies history, this is what he do. And so when you look at when he went to Notre Dame College, all them students there broke him down. Like, they were real economic students. They were Notre Dame is a different level of a student. So he was not able to debate super elite people in those Cambridges, Harvards. That's why he went to your local Penn State college. Those are party colleges. They good colleges, but let's just keep it 100. They sports and party colleges. They not prestigious colleges at all. So, that was that with Charlie Kirk. So he did get beat down. You can watch that, verbally.
I'm just saying, if McGregor put in the ring with somebody that was dissing Irish people, I'm sure he would put the beat down, whoever that was. So you got to be able, you're going to walk and talk the talk, you got to be able to walk the walk and take the beat too.
That's right. That's right.
So you want us to beat everybody up? If you say, no. oh, this guy's not blue.
You just got to be ready to deal with all that, because, what they say, you can catch more bees with pollen than you can with vinegar. So why not supply pollen?
Right.
I guess it's easier to do it, go the opposite direction with vitriol and hate and craziness, but I don't know, man.
I mean, listen, I disagree with him getting killed. I thought it was a cowardice move, but it was no different than, I'm not saying he is, but it was no different from a Malcolm X. It was no different from a Martin Luther King. You got assassinated for how you think and how you view things.
And how you talk.
And yeah, but I don't even think it don't even matter how you talk. It don't even matter how you talk, because that person, Martin Luther King, he was respectful in public everywhere. You're not gonna see, there's no articles where you see Martin Luther King disrespectful openly, publicly, like he was. So it don't matter how you talking. He was talking positivity and got shot. So I just think when you have a difference of agreement, opinion.
Think about this. Let's think about it. He was talking positively and got shot by people that didn't like that he was talking positive.
Right.
It wasn't that somebody that said, I speak positive than you do, so let me speak more positive than you. You know, it wasn't that.
So I hear feedback. I can't hear you.
So I said he was shot because he was speaking positive, rhetoric. I'm just saying. I mean, how many times when you were in school and the kid was talking crap, and you looked at the one that was talking crap and you just popped him in his mouth?
That's right. That's right.
It's like, but the kid that was talking the right stuff, you be like, man, leave him alone. I mean,
right.
unless you was that different kid, that was just me. I mean, I don't know. I just think that it's a weird way we look at it as Americans now. I'm not saying people can't have their own views, their own ideologies, but when you're talking about putting your foot on somebody else's throat and you creating a plan and you really trying to get it all in order, man, that's an issue. That's an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't disagree. He was talking mad shit. And so when you talk crazy, you do have to be prepared for the consequences.
That's
And one of his consequences, he got shot for talking shit, whether it was good or bad.
That's
He was
right.
talking, there's people that didn't agree with you, and you got popped for it. I disagree with him getting shot. I disagree with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and all the other greats getting shot. But hey, when you run your and when you say, well, Mosaic, why you don't come out to the, that's why I don't come out into public spaces, because I have a radical mindset. I think totally different. You know what I'm saying? And I know I've been threatened multiple times on this show. So I know somebody would do something to me, you feel me, over my rhetoric. So
to be honest with you, Mosaic, I'm gonna tell you, your mindset ain't nowhere near radical to what I've seen, heard, and know of. Trust me. I'm glad to hear you say you think that's what it is, but no.
Yeah, but Steve,
Steve.
Yeah, but see, what you think radical, somebody else might not think that's radical, or they might think it's over radical. So, you telling if you just tell a black person, a certain black person of a specific certain gender to go to the gym, they gonna think it's radical. That's just how it is. Our
but
people a little bit more,
Okay, I can understand that. It's
But
all
Steve,
subjective. It's levels to it.
But Steve, what we're doing right now, we are being of philosophers. We are. You look up the definition.
I would say something somewhat of a case. We
No,
are.
it is. That's what we're doing.
Yeah,
We're
so man, look, people can say whatever they want, but however another person reacts is what you can't control. You can say whatever you want. You just don't know.
Somebody said,
I love it.
Thank you.
Debates or whatever.
Need to reveal their appearances. That's funny. But I mean, hey man, at the end of the day, whatever happened to be an American, that's what I'm saying. Because
So what's going on locally?
Pardon?
What's going on local?
Oh, local? Oh man, we had a lot of things that happened yesterday locally.
Like what?
We had the Ghana Again festival over at the Austin Town Hall with Chris Desire and her group. We had Oak Park Democratic Party had a big event in the Oak Park Library with Julian Stratton, Robin Kelly, I think somebody else. It may have been Raja, but they had a few candidates there speaking. They said it was standing room only. We had pardon. We had the event in Maywood that went through that area, the Proviso area. Speaker of the House was out there. Chris Welch and many other political types. Candidate running for the 8th district, Chantel Franklin. She's rolling out a real big campaign, hitting them hard. Everybody hearing the noise, making her, hearing her voice, coming to her rally, rallying call. You got, I think Irvin was out there. Melissa Irvin Conyers was out there. Congressman Davis and Sean Ford, a few others were there. Then we had a few people that's in local organizations.
Yeah.
Had some peacemakers at some events.
Oh, yeah, unreal.
Can I say something?
Yeah, hold on. Let me finish the list. So we had Venus Jackson. She had her birthday party yesterday. I don't know why I thought it was today. And then Miss Rosetta Guy had her birthday party yesterday. And there was a couple more events. But let's go ahead. What you got, Walter?
How come they come out, everybody come out when primaries, but they don't come out in regular seasons and talk to the people?
You mean once they're in there?
Yeah, they don't come out and do say what they're gonna actually gonna do, what they're saying that they're doing.
I can say I do know Congressman Davis. He never stops campaigning. He's one of those people or political types, or as he said, he's the professional politician.
Look what happened in this area. The sewers. How long has he been congressman?
25 years.
So you telling me he never changed the sewers in his ward or his area for 25 years?
Well, let's be clear about that. Is that his responsibility?
Yes, it is.
Congress is supposed to go directly to the local municipalities to work on infrastructure, or does that money go to the municipalities and they're supposed to work on infrastructure?
He's supposed to get the federal money to bring it to local municipalities to fix the infrastructure.
Okay, and I think he's done those things.
So why they had the flooding? They didn't fix the streets.
So I think that's another thing that's still on the back burners now. This whole infrastructure money, this $500 million or so dollars.
That don't make.
What's that?
That don't make sense. I don't understand why they haven't helped these people fix it's too much jargon. You know what I'm saying? People done died, probably mildew, got sick, been hospitalized.
Yeah.
Y'all got the money. Y'all playing with the money. You don't want to get the money up. And that's why, hey, if you gonna get screwed, why vote for these people?
At this juncture, what's going on is they're looking at all the legalities and
now who is they?
When I say that, I mean the city. They're looking at, they don't want to have any lawsuits coming back for the way they rolled it out.
They're gonna get lawsuits now.
Well,
yeah,
the
city.
Hey guys, can you please listen, guys? Infrastructure. You guys, Peacebrook, okay? We have the plan. We have the method. You talking infrastructure? We should talk Peacebrook, guys.
Oh my God! Come on.
Peacebrook gonna be the infrastructure that we all gonna need at the end of the day, because again, we're gonna need everybody hands on deck. Like I just told you, you talked about your cucumbers, Walt, and DeAndre talked about his watermelons. Everybody gonna have to grow or show or bring something to the table, because right now, man, it's really confusing on what's really gonna happen. I mean, I lean towards
confusing. This is the socialist way. This is the socialist talking.
Socialist talking?
Yeah, this is how socialists talk. Oh, we gotta all bring something. Well, this is basics.
Well, basics is, a child has to have nourishment. child has to have milk, you know, and to grow. So
We gotta spend millions of dollars for critical thinking or what?
no, we're not saying that. We're saying actually, okay. I'm glad you. This is a good segue. Barry, are you on?
Uh-oh, I gotta go. I got another meeting.
Yeah, you got another meeting.
I do. It starts at 7 o'clock.
All right, you get them on here too, so they can hear how Peacebrook unfolds.
Okay, Walter. See you next time.
All right, take care.
All right,
Yeah.
you come.
All right.
Right here. So Barry, break it down to him about how this is a integral time for Peacebrook. Guess Barry's not on here. Gary has his bot on here, I guess. But nevertheless, I will break it down. So the whole idea, and if you haven't heard or know anything about the idea of Peacebrook.
Oh, hey guys. Hey guys.
There you go. Go ahead, Dr. Rudy.
No, it's me, Barry.
Is that we gotta depend on each other.
Oh man.
We gotta know how we're gonna share these things and share these times and share how we help each other through these times. Because I'm telling you, I had somebody ask me the other day, they said, Steve, where is all this going? And this is a guy a little older than me. And he said, man, I've been around the block and up the street, and this is really confusing. And he was being more specific towards the plight of Black people. He was saying, how are we going to sustain when we can't get jobs in government, we don't have our own businesses, our communities are dwindling and shrinking? Where do we fit in this puzzle, and how do we sustain? And I said, well, those are the things we used to have, but you still got to depend on each other. If we spend our dollars where we can have goods and services, then we can sustain. But we got to start.
Well, 3 out of 4 of the things he said he can actually take action today, and if he does those three, and if he does those 3 things out of the 4 things, the 4th thing will be fixed, which is how do we fix the plight of Black people in the fight? You can get jobs in government. I'm trying to understand how you can't get a job in government. What does he mean by that? I see it ain't nothing but Black people in government.
Well, he said those numbers are dwindling, and I think I know what he's saying. He's saying more on the federal level. There have been quite a few Black people that have been removed, let go.
Yeah, but I think Blacks are the most hired at the government. I think Blacks are probably the highest employed at the government. So if 3% go down, it's not really a big whoop. Mostly, if you go to the aid office, that's the government building. You go to downtown, you got clerks. You know what I'm saying? You got lawyers. You got people that you. When I was in court, you know what I'm saying, years back, it was a Black lady. It's always a Black lady. Really, I see who the typing everybody words. So it's like, you know, yeah. And so it's like, and then if you want to build a business, I mean, he got to go. 5044 West Madison. He got to go to Dre Building. He can get a business.
Jose, I hate to say this part. I guess you was doing your part to keep Black people employed, but not on that side. Not on that side of the fence. We don't want you doing the criminal side stuff to keep Black people.
Oh yeah, I definitely kept Black people employed, and you know, Smith and Thomas employed as well. And you know, it is what it is. That's just, you know.
We don't want the criminal side of it. We want.
And I think all the funeral homes is in on it. They love it because them funeral homes be booming. Think about when Black crime when it finally it will go down. Everything that go up must go down. It will go down. Black crime will be almost non-existent. Gang wars, all that's gonna be over with. It's gonna be really rare to hear these things within the next 10 years.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
no,
agree.
it's
Because
gonna dwindle.
it's not sustainable. We don't come from a history like that. We didn't come from Jim Crow like that. We didn't come from segregation like that. We like it wasn't like that in those times. And like there is some we can stipulate what made it go this way. It's not sustainable though. It has to crash.
Yep,
Mm, mm. Good
I
point.
think it's
Good
gonna
point.
crash too.
Hey, Mosaic, you went to Austin High School, didn't you?
No, I didn't go to Austin. I was too scared. I'm from I was born and raised up north and out west, but
Okay.
I did all my schools have been up north.
Okay. Well, DeAndre, Dr. Rudis, you went to Austin High School. So when you were there were games, right? I would take that as a yes, because I know it came out at 5.
Well, all of my family went there, so yes, they were folk corner hustlers. Yes, it was.
So let me ask you this: do you think the game started when blacks moved into the Austin area?
Yeah, that man want to come up here with the gladiators, man. He ain't want to.
No. I did not want to go there. I heard too much. I'm hell to the no.
Man, me and my twin almost got killed a couple times fucking around in Austin, man. Shit, man, listen. Ain't nobody was trying to go to goddamn Austin. Man, please.
Let me ask this. When you were there, did you think those games were the games they always had games in when the neighborhood turned predominantly black or mostly black or what have you?
Wait, you said, do I think the gangs were there?
Yeah, I mean, were they the beginning of the game in Austin High School?
Nah. You know they've been there.
Yeah,
they were domestic terrorists.
The white people, the white people were the greasers.
Okay, there you go. Who said that?
Oh, you
Jose,
like
they
that,
were
under that act.
No, I just got
greasers.
I just got history on that because a gentleman that I know that's 75, he went to Austin in 65 when they were just coming in, when blacks were just coming in. He said,
you talking about like that under that act? Yeah, the white people definitely was on some gang banging shit.
Yeah, and you know who
sure.
He said the gangs were a group called the MCs, and I remember the MCs.
Mickey Cobras.
No, that's still
not the Mickey Cobras, but
yeah,
not the white people. They weren't Mickey Cobras. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Central Boys. They were the gangs that were putting the foo-fops on them leaving the school every day. He said they had to out Pan to get to Madison by the Jewel and try to catch a bus, and they didn't stand there too long because they had to keep moving back east towards most blacks lived on the east side of Cicero, and there was a small area in there, from Cicero to I don't know, Pulaski.
Walter and them people trying to bust us inside the head. Where he go? What? He got off the phone real quick. That was his damn people trying to bust us.
Yeah, one of my homies, one of my friends, he Greek, and his dad, you wouldn't know it now. His dad is in IT cybersecurity, and he was in a gang called the Greek Popes, right there on Albany and Lawrence up north.
I remember the Popes. Yeah.
Yep, and they were the Greek gang, and so the white people, any evil that happened, the white person did it, and we followed suit because we had to. It is what it is, and this is a gang city. It's a gangster gang city. So, we built on the swamp. So,
well, it's not just that. We're a gangster gang nation. I mean, it goes all the way back to Billy the Kid and all of those guys. So,
yeah,
plus,
true.
Right, but only a few cities or states are known for gangs, though. Most states are not known for gangs. Really, Chicago, LA, New York. You don't think of no other who else you don't think of no other city about gangs.
Nah, the southern, especially what
like what?
Because they got Bloods and Crips.
No, we don't.
What do you call the Klan?
That's off brand. That's off brand.
You don't. I don't disagree.
No. If you ain't talking about LA, Chicago, or New York, you're not, oh man, them gang members in Ohio, or Nebraska, Montana, Virginia.
That's because they're not highly populated. Nebraska, Ohio, Wyoming, those states have a very low population. So you can't compare a state that's less populated to a state that's very heavily populated and expect to get the same data. It just doesn't work like that.
Well, nobody's expecting the same data. What I'm saying is,
or at least similar.
I'm not saying that either. What I'm saying is there are only 3 states that's known for gang banging. Only 3 states, no other ones.
What do you consider?
But you've only named cities. You named cities, not states. Sorry.
Cities.
I mean,
cities.
I can understand what you're saying now. I understand what you're saying.
I know
don't
you do.
Consider the Klan? Do you consider the Klan a gang?
No, I've never seen the Klan before. I've seen Bloods and Crips, Kings, Vice Lords, BDs, GDs. I've seen all of those, but I've never seen no Klan. I don't think they exist.
Hold on. Universal got something to say. Go ahead.
No, it's a cult. I had some friends in high school. I'm 36 years old, so I was born in '89. So a lot of my friends in high school, I'm from the South originally, South Carolina. So a lot of my friends in high school, they would disclose, hey, in your parents and your grandparents' attic, right? They got this chest that's sitting in there, and in this chest that's sitting there is the Klan uniform, right? And like we would talk about these things like openly, just to keep each other like informed, like just to know like it's real, like it's not a fake a fiction or some fable. It's real.
Oh yeah, the Klan, they still meet. They adamantly and diligently still meet in Indianapolis. Indiana's the home. That's where they started. These guys.
It's not the real Klan. There is no Klan no more.
It's still real.
I think they're all in government now. I think the Klan is government
in existence.
Huh?
Just like there's no mafia no more. There's no Klan like that.
Okay.
They all wear suits now.
Yeah, exactly. It's different. It's not the same. It's almost like a Masonic club now. It's not the same thing. You got Nazis today, but they're not the same Nazis. They're former shells. It's more cosplaying. It's not real.
Well, it's just the alignment of our time, our climate has changed. And because we have a change of climate, it's not that, is if there's anything active. When the climate is right, what I'm saying, those will get back into action. For an example, a few years ago, after the death of George Floyd, right? There were some, and I think like in California, right? And I can't remember the city exactly, but there was a random hanging of some lynching. And, the people, right? We said it was lynching, but they were saying, the body was found. They said the person who was found lynched, that he had some mental health issues and he had a lot of things going on in his life, but there are some things that pieces of information that was really that needed answers for. Like, for an example, the kind of rope that was used, it had to be purchased, and it had to have some type of tie back to the kind of rope, the way the knots were tied on the rope. And also, too, for an example, like where the body would hang in between, where just in a perfect spot where the cameras of the building wouldn't catch it. Like those things, I mean, like nothing, nothing is by accident. You know what I'm saying? But to those questions, right? Those things, they're alarming questions. And it says, you have to ask the bigger question. Is it really someone going through mental health crisis that would formulate something like that, or is there something else behind it to have all these things in place, just so perfectly?
Yeah, look what Jesse Smollett did. He went out there lying talking about he got hung. This is a black prominent movie star going around talking about he got hung at 2 and 3 in the morning on the way to Subway in Chicago. You think a nigga ain't gonna lie? Man, knock it off.
No, I think that's I think that's something to be aware of too. But at the same time too, people will call wolf, people will try to have clout, but I think further investigation for people's safety is still paramount. If you are called caught calling wolf, I think that's one thing. But for people who can't call wolf and there's nobody to check in to see if something is going on, that's a whole nother issue.
Right. Okay, Diana had something. Could you let her jump in? Go ahead, Diana.
No, that's all right, Steve. I'll let the gentleman speak, and I'm just gonna listen and hear different ideas. I want to hear.
Okay. So let me just say this: there were two basketball. One was a football player, and one was a very prominent basketball player. They were one played for the Pacers and one played for the Colts, and he was just kind of expounding on when he went. This is in 94, 92. He said he was in Indiana and they were having a Klan meeting. And he said, wait a minute, I can't believe this. He said that he used to go to this one deli or restaurant and the people knew him. He's very known. I forgot which one it was. It'll come to me. But he said they knew him and they said, you might want to not eat here today. You might want to take your sandwich elsewhere because the Klan's having a meeting here. And he's like, no, wait a minute, I got to see this because I don't believe it. Just like you just said, Jose. But he said to his amazement, there they were. And they still do. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Klan started out in Muncie, Indiana.
Yeah, there's a YouTuber. He went out there to the Grand Master, had an interview with him, and he was cool with the black dude. These young kids don't care about all that. Like, they go out into these countries with cameras and look for racist people and act a fool in the store, and the racist people be racist, but they 9 times out of 10, they not trying to harm you. They not trying to, I'm not saying that there are no cases but I don't think that shouldn't be a worry of a black person in 2025 about getting hung. If you worried about that, I guarantee you gonna get shot by a nigga before you get hung by a white person.
Try to tell Venus Jackson that. Okay.
Try to tell a lot of my friends and my homies that, my family members that, and other people who's died to gun violence. I ain't never met a nigga that got hung.
No, I'm talking about hanged, like lynched.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that's so rare. It's something that you don't even got to worry about.
Both
I'm
is
not
bad,
saying it ain't
man.
right.
I guess
Both is bad.
I'm going to
That's
say
true.
something now, Steve. I'd just like to say it doesn't matter. Thank you. I mean, violence against a group of people is violence against a group of people. People murder, people kill with what they have available.
Yeah.
I was horrified. I was horrified the day that I heard about those 3 men in that pickup truck hunting down a young man like he was a boar hog or something from the back of the trucks with their rifles. They were shooting at this. They were terrorizing this young man. So whether whether a person is hung, shot, it's going to end up in death. And these ideas that because it happened this way or that way or this state or that state, it really, to the family, to the person who's dead, really doesn't matter how it went, right? They're gone. Their life is snuffed out by someone who's, for whatever reason, all twisted up.
It's horrible.
And that's the simple truth of it.
Yeah.
And it's shocking and it shouldn't be acceptable on any level, whether it's us killing our own people, whatever kind of person whatever color we may be, us killing our own people and then us killing others. Just wrong. Just wrong.
I want to add on that too. I mean, regardless of black and white, we're American. And to have this, the whole world is watching what we do as Americans. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If
Yeah.
you look at the Chinese, they one people. If you look at the Russians, they one people. Even though the concept of white, right?
That ain't true.
Even when you look at the concept of white, right? Like there's still some blend where there's some favoritism between someone who's non-American and white versus, Americans, white, black, Asian, whatever, right? Like Americans should be Americans, but the point that I'm trying to drive home is everybody's watching us and how we act towards each other. And I think that's something to
Mhm.
be mindful of, because if regardless, if, as Americans, we have some allies and we have enemies, and we inherit each other's problems as Americans. And I think the bottom line basis is we have to figure out how to unify, especially in this day and age right here.
Right.
Mhm.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
We have to unify because
You're right. The whole world does watch us, and they think we're crazy and violent.
They do.
You know.
And this is the truth. Rather, man, and we're not a big population. We, we are not a big population. We're fortunate that we're surrounded by Canada and Mexico, and we have the ocean, right? But I think at a bigger level, we have to really uh think about what unity looks like, and we just really got to get our stuff together. And I think we have to be, as I was making the reference earlier, that my friends from high school, we're able to sit and talk and dialogue, white and black, Mexican, whatever group, whatever, we're all we're talking as one people. But from this point on, going the next 50 years, we get to say, if we're going to hold on to those ideas that separate us and destroy us, and these cancerous thoughts and behaviors, if we're going to keep on practicing that, or if we're going to let it go and really unify. And I think if we unify, I'm saying, everything else will come together. The jobs will come together, the employment will come together, the crime will go away.
Okay, let me
I
okay.
agree with you, Stacey.
So,
Very much agree.
that's what that's called, my brother. That's called wishful thinking. You
Don't
young.
and
poo-poo
it's and
Wait,
that.
hold
it's
on,
and
wait,
it, and
hold
it's
on,
and
Doc,
it's good, and it's good,
hold
brother.
on, wait a minute,
It's
Hold on, King.
hold on, no,
Hey,
no,
It's
King,
no.
good.
King, King, I
It's a
let you
real,
talk, King. King,
but
I
I got to
let
make
you
this
talk.
statement though,
Hold on,
because
no, wait, no, King.
the
You gotta give
alternative
me the
is,
flow. You
you
gotta
got
give me
it.
the flow now.
The
go ahead.
alternative is vicious. The alternative is vicious. It's wishful thinking, or it's getting down to business, and the data already shows.
Okay,
All
all
right,
right,
go ahead. Man. Then you, Diana.
okay.
No,
Now,
I just
yeah, hold on, Diana.
no.
Now,
Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
so I understand your enthusiasm, but I have to curb your enthusiasm, because you got to understand that, and the reason why I say it's wishful thinking, that's never going to happen. The plan has already been implemented since the 1400s on how to deal with black people, and the
Mhm.
unfortunate thing with black people, we put other people above us. We be worried about other races of people. We be worried about too many other people. Everybody else, they only worry about themselves. Everybody else, they got their own language. They got another origin country. Even if they was born here, they got an origin country. So, in order for us to unify, black people gotta got to unify first. And that's going to take about 20 years of separation from all other races. I'm not saying we can't dibble and dabble. We can do that. But, we put too many people, like we was talking about reparations on this show. Somebody was like, a black person, what about the Indians? What about the Indians? I'm like, You will never find a video of an Indian talking about black people should be getting reparations for what they went through. So, that's why I say, it's cool that you got that enthusiasm, but your vision is flawed, and you gotta think a little bit
Can I
more realistic.
rebut the statement, Steve, when he's
You
done?
can't rebut that. Ain't no rebuttal. That's a black conversation. You can't
Nah,
rebut that.
let her do. Let her have her
You
way.
can't rebut that.
Because I'm about to give you another way of thinking.
I'm a little
Go ahead,
older.
man.
I'm a little older than you, man.
It's all right, brother. My data goes back to the time of Adam. I got you. I got
Okay.
you. I got you. Go ahead, man.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. All right, thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate that. You know what? Maybe because, I hate to say it this way. I wanna commend the gentleman who said, that we gotta unite, And I also respect, so I don't know who was speaking last, who was talking about, black people, amplifying their own message. I respect that message too, because, man, black women have respect. Those women, they fought, they made the progress. Now I'm not disputing anything that black men did. I mean to tell you, I lived right off of Fifth Avenue in Pulaski in the 60s. We were the only Latino family living on Keeler, 814 South Keeler. And Martin Luther King was assassinated and Chicago went up. The neighborhood went up. We had, even though on our block everybody knew us, and man, my cousin Margaret, the oldest one of us, she can name everybody who lived on it. When she talks about Keeler, she talks about Mr. Edwards. Oh my gosh, I can only remember Mr. Edwards. She can name the Jenkins. Kurt. Can't remember Curtis's last name. But anyway, it was people had respect for each other. Kids knew the elders, and I still hear that when I hear other, people now talking about their neighbors. They know them by last name. They give respect. The people that I'm talking to. I'm not talking to the real young ones, but to the gentleman who said that people have to unite. And you guys all jumped up, and I can hear it. And nothing wrong with it. I'm not going to dissuade anybody or put down anybody who jumped up and said, "Wait a minute, we got to do this or that," because you know what? That's your lived experience. So I'm not going to say, "Hey, you're wrong." I didn't live your life. And just like, you can't jump up and say about me. So I give you that respect. And I seen the pain and suffering, right? And having been there in the neighborhood and lived with everybody, that was my reality. But yet when the riots jumped off, we had to get up and get out. The families we knew on the block, we were good on the block. Step off that block, you're going to get some trouble because you're not black. Okay, I get it. Even as kids, we understood. So we had to get up and go and stay by our cousin's house in Pilsen. So this gentleman, when I hear him say we all got to unite, it makes so much sense. Yes, it's idealistic. Yes, you might even say it's pie in the sky. You can say all those things, but when you look at the movement, when you look at what black women have accomplished, and they're powerful. They're powerful. They got a woman in office as vice president. You think that didn't take some balls, some weight, some push, some clout? It did. So, yes, I respect that. And you know what? The fact that somebody can stand up in any group, whether let's stick with the black group, because if you can stand up and say, there is power in numbers, there's a bigger voice. When we say boycott, that means everybody, let's forget what color they are. People that we are boycotting against, those big corporations, they buckle. Their knees bend, honey. They're at their wits' end. Oh, what's happening? They're boycotting us. They're not giving us their money. So to that young man who said we should unite, all of that real highbrow, let's be better than this, that's worth it, because that's how Black women started. You know, that's how anything gets accomplished. When we put aside ourselves and unite, you guys are looking at this guy like that'll never happen. But you know what? This is physics. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. If you sneeze, if you spread germs, someone else catches it. That's just the fact. So if he wanted to say the world's going to be a better place in America, and he only got it to be a better place in the neighborhood, he made progress. Never, guys, no matter what your experience is, never give up. That's hope. And that hope that he expressed, like it can be better, that's what breaks down doors. That's what gives people strength in their backbone to stand up and say, because it's easier to stand up and say, hey, this ain't right, when you're in a number, if you're 100,000 people. If you stand up and say, hey, this ain't right. This one man said this in this one meeting of 10 or 11 people, and he got 2 or 3 pushbacks. So, you know, let young people or any person at any age, when they come up with a statement of hope and a desire to see change, man, that's how we all make progress, no matter what color you are. Because it takes courage to do that and know that people are going to jump on you just because they have a different opinion. And their opinion is valid because they're based on their life experiences. And when we get to that point, maybe that one voice will be 2 or maybe 3, or maybe we'll start to look at something different. DeAndre Rudis, Dr. Rudis, had his pie in the sky dream, and look what he's done. You know, you think people were rooting for him all the way through? We just talked the other day. It's a struggle, but that man has a hope and a dream, and he's making it come true. And that can happen for all of us individually or collectively if we say, hey, let's take a chance. Let's hope. What else have we got? Hope is free.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
It's
saying.
free, man.
Let's go
It's
on.
free. Y'all ever seen that movie Lorax by Dr. Seuss?
Yeah.
Long
No.
time. I mean, it's an old movie, but a quote that they use is, "Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better." And that's my message for everybody. You know,
Oh, wow, that's strong.
and you know, in that film, in that movie, right? It's Dr. Seuss. You know, I ain't gonna spoil it, but you know, it everybody came together. You know what I'm saying? And you know, if people could say, "Hey, man," uh, if somebody could say one time, "Hey, man, I'm gonna fly a plane," you know, people at that time was like, "Man, hey, you gonna do what? You gonna fly? Man, you crazy." And we're not even talking about anything materialistic or, I mean, we're going to space, of course. Now we got telescopes way up ways. But, you know, we're talking about as a human being, we're like, you know, people say they love science, but they can't understand that human beings are one species. We one species, G, you know. And I think that's something to really to understand. If we break apart and we fight against each other, you know, the alternative is nasty, man. And we see the alternative. We look at cut on the news when you first wake up and hear what you hear. You know what I'm saying? That's the alternative, you know. Does it have to be this way? You know,
No.
and I no,
Wow.
no.
Don't have to be this way. No, it don't.
And you know, it comes back to us, you know, as peacemakers to push that. And that's something we can't give up. We can't let that go, man. You know, if we're consumed by that, you know, it takes each other to fill the gas back up for, you know, each other to get back on that note. But I think there's something greater at play for the human species something greater than we could ever understand. And you know, at some time we're at some point, you know, we're gonna be called to action for our behaviors and what we did of things that was just to unjust. But for what we have today, the time that we have right now, it's vital that we make the best decision with the time that we have. And you know, I just say, and I encourage everyone, you know, do as much good as you can. And if you can help yourself, you can help your health, you can help your finances, your wellness, you can go to your partners, you can go to your children, you can go to your parents, your cousins, your aunties, your grandma, and then let that go through everybody else, man. You know, but start with yourself and then, you know, those close to you. And just keep the peace, man. We gotta we gotta, you know, keep the fight alive, man.
That's good to hear that come from someone as young as you are. Majority of people over on that's usually viewing it probably over 50 at least, but it's good to know. You know, we're trying to reflect a little bit on, you know, where are the Americans? You know, where are we? Because right now we can't tell who's really American because the situations is, as it was just said, people are feuding with each other, we're fighting each other for what? We're trying to build this America, and we can't build it because we're too busy fighting amongst each other. And what's really crazy, this has been going on for years, but it's never been as heightened as it's been for the last 6 months. This is only 6 months. We got another who knows how long to deal with this kind of stuff. So how do we make it better? How do we come together? How do we come up with, you know, resolutions and solutions? You got anything, Ella? Or
Yeah, I know with all the politicians spewing hate and all this negative stuff, and it's only coming from one area, one group of people, and it's just traveling like a plague. It's just the more hate that comes out of their mouth, the more people that comes to accept it and run with it. You know, and the only way to stop it is start talking more positively about things that's going on. Unite. We have to fight this demon, all of us, not just one side or one other person. We all have to come together and fight it and stop spewing hatred and, you know, just talk more about the good things that's going on. You know, that's the only way we can stop it.
Well, for example, if you look at the movement when Dr. King was involved, it was all a nonviolent movement, and the powers that were going against them, they couldn't understand how do I combat nonviolence when I'm violent, and they eventually submitted. I mean, gave up, and for some reason that people don't understand that could still be the case. We can look at things from a nonviolent perspective. Look at Gandhi. Gandhi freed his whole nation with nonviolence.
Yeah, and he didn't like black people either. Can I say something?
He definitely didn't.
Right. You know, like we were talking earlier about the Klan. I just want to get this out here. The Klan is a Christian organization, and from what they saying, heaven is going to be filled with the Klan. I don't want to go to heaven. Okay, so I just wanted to say that.
Well, maybe we should start helping them get there, Titan.
Yeah, maybe.
Whoa.
Well, but thanks to Trump, all of this is going to take care of itself. The white people are going to kill each other.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. The government is going to be different. We just need to sit back and watch.
Yeah, it's going to be a bumpy ride. That's all
bumpy ride. It is. But if we stay out of it, we'll be all right, I think.
Yeah, but we injected the Klan because we was, you know, it was said that the Klan wasn't a gang, and I'm like,
a gang is just a group of people who come together for work.
Exactly. So anything could be a gang. I got booted out, guys. But yeah, I'm saying, if you want to call them a gang, sure, they're a gang, but they are not the crux of people's problems. So if someone going around, what about KKK? You definitely several decades a little bit too late. You several decades a little bit too late, and you went with the culture. If you talking about what about the KKK? What about them? What about them?
Government. They had a government now. They're all lawyers, but some of them still lynch.
Right.
You know, when I look at the top, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said it ain't just Merrill Lynch, the investment company. Right. Merrill Lynch still lynch.
Okay.
You know, may I say something, Steve? It'll be the last thing.
Go ahead.
Thank you. When I started looking at, look back at the legislation, you know, and the attitudes, the things we hear come out of people's mouths. People in powerful positions, I'm talking about, you know, those in Congress who make the laws, right? They write the laws. They pass the bills to make them laws. And I listen to what they say, and this wasn't this year. This was several years ago. But this year, this administration has come out even harder than it did the first time, right? Very, very, very staunch in their position, and even that last time they were in office, I thought to myself, these are lawyers, these are congressmen. These are people who were previously in position in military, some of them, and some of them just regular Joes, you know, who got elected. But when I started hearing these people and seeing the things they do, especially with appointing judges and stuff, I don't want to get too specific. It takes too much time. But I thought to myself, man, I would not be surprised if I went over to Mitch McConnell's closet, opened that closet up, moved them suits aside, and found a white robe with a hood. And I believe I've heard almost, I couldn't tell you besides Mitch McConnell, but there are many of them who talk that stuff. Oh, they don't come out and say the Klan's a wonderful thing, but you gotta, may I finish?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you might in that closet throwing the suits up and putting them and ironing them for everybody.
I'm sorry, Steve, I can't understand what you're saying. It's a little echoey.
You may find Mitch McConnell in that closet throwing up the suits and putting the iron to them for everybody. He's the seamstress.
It's sad. They have a public face, gentlemen, that says, and they don't even try to hide it too much anymore. They're just all bold-faced about it, you know? They got their hand in your pocket and smiling at you saying, no, it's just your imagination. I'm just here, you know, doing regular stuff, collecting my taxes or distributing your benefits. But damn if they don't have their hand in our pocket. And you know, when that hand is in your pocket, it's taking money out of the mouth of your family. And it's not fair. The system, my goodness. So long I lived under the impression that, you know, it'll all work out, it's fair, you know, and with legislation and people debate and we pass laws that are good for us. That even wasn't perfect, but it was better than it's now. But really, it has always taken advantage of the poor. And you know, they don't care what color you are. If you're poor, they're after you. And when they finish with them, when they sucked all the blood out of them, they'll go to the next group and the next group and the next group. So you can sit this one out, but be assured that when they suck that body, when that vampire sucks all the blood out of that one body, he needs another one to keep going. He needs another one to keep living. So it'll be some other group next.
Hey,
Spit it out if you like. That's just American greed. And honey, that's what we face. We face American greed.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, Dr. Brutus. Go ahead.
On the other, yeah. Because you know, Diane kind of long-winded. She be saying a whole lot of something, but it be filler though. You know what I'm saying? I just want to ask a quick question. Why don't people who have difference of opinion and have a problem with everybody they elect and different things, why don't they just stop spending? And I'm not talking about on the necessities, because the biggest thing, like, we can talk about all this kumbaya stuff, that's cool, that'll work. But why do we consistently put the money into the people who got bad things to say about us or who don't agree with us? Why, you know, I know y'all mentioned earlier how Black people saved Cadillac and things like that. Like, why do we, Black people, I'm saying, consistently put ourselves in a position where we feel like we have to be a certain way around our white counterparts or dress a certain way? Why don't we just stop spending?
Mm.
Well, for one, it's
Isn't
the
that the
male
main
ego.
thing?
It's the
Is it?
ego.
No, wait, don't you just said the male ego. I'm not, see, that's another thing, right? It's like every time we having conversations, you guys want to separate it from this class or this class. And honestly, it's all classism, because you just mentioned how, oh, that's only one side. Like, they was having a conversation about something, you came and said, oh, that's only one side. And it's like, no, it takes two people to have an argument. So that means it's both the Democrats and the Republicans. Both sides take shots at each other. So it's like, no, but what I'm saying is, but you'll have someone on this thing and say, it's one side. They the nasty ones. They the nasty party. It's like, no, it's two sides. And both sides have done things that equally affects Black people negatively. All I'm saying is, when everything changed during the civil rights era, what was the main way Black people got stuff together? They stopped spending. So why don't we do that right now, Steve? What's up with that?
I agree. Boycotts have been shown to be effective, very effective. But we have to make sure that the voice is heard about boycotting, and the masses understand that what we're trying to do. It's just funny, you know. I tend to believe I have a pretty good big platform. Somebody just called me and asked me about a certain political type, and I'm like, hey, we'll get back to that. You know, can it be done?
A boycott is going on now. We're supposed to be boycotting Walmart and Target.
Right. So I mean, and believe me, they felt it. They felt it, and they still feel it. Believe me, it's effective. Can we bring in more? I'm going to be totally honest with you. I'm glad you said that, Twin, because you are of a certain age. I ain't gonna say you're the youngest one in the room, like your brother used to say. But you know what? We need people of your age to understand that you can be effective like that. Many times, people of your age, they tend to say, well, you know what, it don't matter. It ain't nobody paying attention. This ain't gonna, I still need to go and get my Target goods. I still need to go. Well, look at the alternatives where people, you know, that's another thing. When they do boycott, they do give you some options to go to. They say, hey, don't spend your money there. This is where we're going to put our focus, because these people are supporting our endeavor.
No, but see, even that, I'm talking about, why do we spend, period? And now I'm talking about, if it ain't a necessity, because that's how the change came about back in even Martin Luther King time. Like, yeah, he was nonviolent, but he also had a grip on people who was spending their money too. Like, yeah, no, let's slow it down. That's really what affected the biggest change, was that they saw the power. And I'm saying, we still, even if you go by the numbers, you'll see that the Black community still have a big buying power, but we just keep spending. Like, even on the Gucci, the Louis, you know, the things that we shouldn't be having or affording. And that's why I'm always like, and even, when you talk about the politics, it's like, well, of course we can't get politics on our side because we can't afford them, because we're buying clothes instead of buying politicians that's going to actually do the work for us to get the stuff that we need done. Like, I believe in money more than I believe in people, period. So,
But can it be one and the same? Can it be one and the same? Do you believe in grassroots initiatives? Do you believe in grassroots effort?
Hold on,
Yeah.
my
It
fault,
doesn't have
Steve.
to
My
be either
phone.
or. It can be both.
You said
Right.
what? Do I believe in what?
Grassroots initiative, grassroots efforts. Can they be all one and the same? I'm gonna let Barry jump in on that. He'll tell you a little more about how they can be one and the same.
No. I believe you go get that money and you go buy you some people.
But what if we get the people without having to get the money? Can we do that too?
No.
Yes, you can, because politicians will jump behind a movement.
Yes, you can.
In a minute.
Respect loyalty.
No. You get loyalty by buying it from people and making them fear you. If a person fear you, they're gonna be more loyal to you than anybody else.
That's
you just got to put them on your side.
They're
But
loving you.
They're gonna be scheming behind your back on how to kill you.
Even the people the people you love scheme behind your back on how to kill you.
So
What's
then
the
we
difference?
should probably lock ourselves in our bedroom and never come out, hide under a
Well,
rock,
I mean,
right?
that might be your choice. I choose to just go get more money.
But at the
You
end
don't.
of the day,
But with people, when you don't have money, right? There's a thing, and we all know it's called influence.
There you go. That's why you gotta have the money, because that's gonna lead to the power, gonna lead to the influence. Start with the money. Black people, start with the money.
Go ahead, Dan.
Everybody. When you don't have money, right? You can't get the ear of a politician because you're talking about buying them, right? Politicians make legislation. When you don't have money, you get these grassroots. This is called influence. I don't know a politician in the world who won't jump behind a movement. Oh my gosh, I have to knock them off of me sometimes. No, I'm not up for that. No, I'm not up for that. And I only have a small group of 30 women. But you know what? The politicians, when they see a group of people, they see a movement, they see power, they understand that better than we do. That's why they come. Why do you think so many of them come to see you?
If you had a fundraiser, and you figured out a way to go get you some money, with a fundraiser, I guarantee you would then have the ends with them people. You would be in.
Sustainability.
Then you can make.
How much money can you get?
You
can do both.
Changes.
It doesn't have to be money or influence.
Yes, it does. We live in a capitalistic society.
It can be both.
You gotta play the game. Ain't no such thing as both.
Listen,
because
when you play baseball, you use a glove and a bat. You don't just say, I'm only using a bat or I'm only using a glove. You use both, right? That's
like saying
that's all I'm saying.
That's like saying it's cowboys and Indians. You know what I'm saying? It's always gonna be two sides, which I was arguing before. It's always two sides of the coin.
I'm talking about tools that to be used, right? Let's say that politics and life and what all of this is it's a game that we all live, right? And in any game you have tools, equipment. And in the game of life, oh yeah, money's a real big, powerful. It's an important tool, but so is the secondary tool, and that's why I use the bat and the glove. Right? It's the game of baseball. You need both to play. I'm not saying it has to be either or. I'm not saying you're wrong. That money is not important. Oh my gosh, it is. But you use everything at your disposal to get your point across or to get your idea moving, to get support. That's all.
Okay.
No, you're right. You're right. Absolutely.
Real quick, somebody said, I just learned this week that the Klan, Trump, etc., and Christian nationalists, they Googled it. They've been around since the beginning of America to overthrow the traditional law structure. Okay, great. Now I'm going to inject Barry Corn because he's going to talk to you about good money. Go ahead, Barry. You there?
Yeah, hey guys.
Hey, Barry.
Who is that? Tiny?
Yeah,
Hey Tiny, how you doing?
great.
I was thinking about you before. That's funny. Hey
So,
everybody.
so Barry, you're going to talk to them about good money because they're trying to say
Yeah.
it's either money or none, or none.
Yeah. Well, for me, I think it's important to have a vision, which to me is Peacebrook, that that's hopeful and inspiring. And in Peacebrook, people help each other, have a thriving community, and grassroots governing councils and groups where anybody can start a group or a council. And the whole idea of these groups and councils is if you think you can do something to make things better than they are today, go do it. And you don't need anybody's permission. If you need support, come to the other Peacebrook groups. So that's the vision part. And the second part of the vision is 3 years from now, Chicago becomes a good money city. And good money is a combination of the macho, powerful dollar and the caring time currency. And what that means is as prices go up and as the inequality increases, people turn more to the other currency, which is time currency. And so if we lose 20% of federal funds, say a hospital loses 20% of their funds, they and their budget, let's say, was $100,000. So now they have a budget of $75,000, but they also create in their budget $25,000 worth of time currency. So what that means is if they don't have the money to continue to employ Tom, who had worked at the hospital for years, they offer to pay Tom 75% of his salary in dollars and 25% in time currency. So what that means for the West Side and for all, wherever people are squeezed and don't have enough dollars, that they have another way of getting what they need. And the more they squeeze us, the more prices go up, and they squeeze how much we get. It means we use more time currency and more people locally helping each other.
You understand good money now? How it could affect us? When? Because we can do both.
Yeah, so in effect, what it means, this vision, is that instead of having poor people in poor areas, everybody has 24 hours in the day, and their time is precious. And if you need more, give more. So
Right.
it's give and get. So if you need more help, give more help.
Man, what? So can I buy a Louis Vuitton belt with that, man? If I
No,
can't, oh yeah, nah, yeah, it
So
don't
wait a
make
minute.
sense to me.
Let me answer your question. So no, there's things like that and gasoline that you can't buy with time currency. So therefore, what people tend to do is instead of charging it to their dollar credit card, they charge it to their time credit card.
Now you know what?
Because
That's a good idea.
wait a minute, let me just finish. Because that way they can use their scarce dollars for that which they can't get locally.
All right, go ahead, Twin.
Yeah, no, I would say that's cool. It sounds like a good idea if I need somebody to like babysit my kids while I go on a date or something.
Well,
Like, and then
in 3 years you could get most anything you need with by charging it either to your dollar credit card or your time credit card. But there will be things that you can't get with your time credit card. So that's why people tend to use their time credit card.
yeah, no, I know that's what I'm saying. I'm using somebody else's time so they can watch my kids while I go on the date. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying because you're saying that we're exchanging time, so I'm saying I can use their time so I can go get some stuff done that I want to get done.
Yeah, you could do it that way, and you can also buy stuff.
And then when it's time for them to get their time back, I'm gonna renege on it. Like, what you thought I really was finna give you some time back?
No, they have their own account.
Can I get pizza on a time card?
Depends on if you know the business owner. You might be able to wash his windows and do some work and get a pizza.
Yeah, like
It happens here.
want any more pieces? You always had a motto anyway.
No, Walter would get somebody else to get his time, and they would wash the windows, and Walter would get the pizza because the other people would give him the pizza based on their time.
There you go.
Barry, can I buy more time?
You only have 24 hours. But
you said this is a time exchange. I should buy more time.
Well, talk to God.
I'm talking to you. You're God, Barry.
That's what I'm saying. Barry creating this, man.
No. This is what happens is when you if I help you for an hour, I become the bank who's giving you credit for an hour. And
so
when
you're a bank now?
I'm a bank, and you become a bank when you help someone.
So this is bartering.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's time that. So it's all. I'm just. The reason why I'm saying this is it's always going to be somebody that's going to take advantage of whatever system has been created, because inherently as people we have like the survival of the fittest mindset. So if I could figure out a way to get more of your time, and that's why I drew the whole illustration with Walter and the pizza, because you're always, no matter what society you're in, going to have somebody who wants to say, you know what, I need and I want, and I'm gonna get more time out of somebody else. That's just I think that you're not gonna stop that.
Yeah, that's the dollar game. But in the time currency game, it's about helping each other and having a thriving community.
Yeah. But I'm saying it's gonna be somebody in that community that's gonna.
But you don't. Like,
I need more.
But you don't get more time.
Right, you just take somebody else's and lie to them and say you're going to give it back.
It's give and get.
Say something?
Of course.
May I say something?
Sure.
Thank you, Barry. And I think is that Twin? Was that who that was?
Yeah, it's DeAndre, bro.
Okay, hi. So you're right. Yeah, people, that's human nature, right? We're going to look to take advantage. That's very true. And there will be people who do that, but you can only go so long. Just like we all know, you get known by what you do. People find you out. People know who you are. When you start to abuse things like that, your reputation suffers. And so pretty soon you could take advantage for a little while, but you ain't going to get over forever. Your reputation's going to show up, and people are going to say, I don't want to exchange time with that person. So then, until you straighten it up, people won't want to exchange time with you. You know, reputations, integrity are very, very important in this world. We don't seem to act like it, but you know, Barry's right. You know, we have 24 hours. After that, you know, there's nobody who can give you more time, and the time exchange is based on, you know, exchange. And maybe that person that you're doing something for isn't exactly the person who you're going to need a service from or an item from. You know, it's a little bit, it is bartering, but at a next step, I think that's what I'm starting to see. And so there, you know, someone's keeping track of how much you donate or your time or exchanges. You know, I'm not clear on that yet. I understand I'm not clear on that yet, but the concept is clean. The concept is there. And own your own reputation, your own habits of, you know, how you treat people who interact with you will be the basis of whether or not you're allowed to continue in that, you know,
All right.
exchange.
Well,
People will out
Okay.
themselves. You know?
I got my hand raised. Can I say something next?
Go ahead,
Hello,
Chris.
everyone. This is Crystal Dyer. Okay, you know, first of all, you know, I did put something in the chat. You know, for you to really understand Barry's system, you need to go to read his website because, as he's saying, it's only a 24 hours. So I might need my grass cut today, right? But then on the other side, I got a 3-day vacation, or somebody else may do haircuts. So I may need my grass cut. I've already put in the bank what I have, right? That's the way the bank works. You've already put in there what you have. You see, to barter or time exchange, right? So it's not like a stranger can come in and go in and say, "Yeah, I want all these things," but basically, and it's only in a 24-hour time frame. So it ain't like this is, you know, somebody's gonna come in and get something for, you know, get a service for free and not have something already in the system that they're going to trade out, that somebody can use. It don't have to be that day, it could be any day. And so back to what the young lady was saying about integrity. Okay, now we all know about integrity, right? And I've been in a barter system before, you know, when I lived in Atlanta. And you know, like say what, you know, it's already in the system. And so in that type of system, you had to you know, pay a monthly dues also. But this was the reality, you know, if you know you didn't fulfill, you know, whatever you said you were gonna do, guess what? They terminated you from the program. And so that's the consequence, because everything has consequences and repercussions. Yeah, you can be a liar, thief, you can be whatever you want to be, right? But if you're in the system and you don't live up to your part, you know, what you already designated, because you already told them what you were going to time exchange or barter. It's in the system. There's a list of services in Barry's system. So get his website address. And he's been doing this for many, many years. So he didn't just think this up last night. Okay. And you know, and so then you can better understand it before you, you know, criticize it or say people aren't going to do it. People have been using this system, like I say, as we know, bartering's been going on for thousands and thousands of years. Okay. And then, you know, and the time exchange has been going on for a long time. I don't know exactly, but you know, Barry have to tell you. But people, you know, when their integrity, back to integrity, when their integrity ain't right, you know, whether it's the time exchange or real life, you know, on this side with money, right? You know, and people don't do, you know, you know, I have employees, right? And so I'm paying them to do certain positions, right? And how long does it take me to find out that they're not fulfilling their part on, you know, sometimes it may take 30 days, but guess what? Sometimes it may take 60 days. Okay. You know, but it's not going to take me long to see, you know, that where the short end of the stick is going. And then guess what? Then they get terminated. Okay. And then, you know, it's like, wow, why would somebody, you know, you got all these opportunities from, you know, and then I'm the type of person, I refer people, and, you know, I'm, you know, trying to fill in other things because they got expertise or something not only I can use, but I feel somebody else can use too. And then, but when they don't do their end of the stick, then they get terminated. And then what happens? I mean, in some cases, the people that get terminated, they've lost thousands and thousands of income, because, of the referrals and the pay, and then, then it's wow, I'm broke. Well, huh?
Right.
We know that in too. Some people have a broke mentality, but everybody doesn't. Everybody doesn't go in. I know I don't wake up every day and say, boy, who am I going to cheat today? Okay. And,
Right.
and guess what? It's millions of people in the United States. And, what's the percentage of people that have that mentality, even among Black people? Black people are what, 13% of the American population or something, and guess what? Of that 13%, everybody ain't waking up saying, boy, let's see who I can go kill today. Okay. It don't work like that. But, so get more information before you criticize stuff.
Right. No,
Did
you're
you
right. It's all up based on your return on investment and how much integrity that person has. And you will see it one way or another. iPhone, that was just you, right, Chris? Anybody else have anything? Because we're about to wrap up for the evening. I think we had pretty intelligent, open conversation this period.
I want to something, Steve.
Sure, go ahead, Walt.
All right, everybody's talking about Peacebrook and all that. Did anyone use it or see if it's efficient? About
Peacebrook exists everywhere that people have a loving relationship and are helping each other. When that happens, that's Peacebrook, and it's
not.
Well, that's
all I was saying, man.
You don't have.
I know Barry been talking about this for years now, man.
Yeah.
I need at least 10 people on these calls to say, you know what, I've done it. It works. Time exchange is the best.
I've done it. It works. Time change is the best.
Did you use it, Barry, or no?
Pardon?
Barry, did you use it?
I use it all the time. So much of the work I do is me helping Steve and Steve helping me and Steve helping other people. And, it's so much of it is based on relationship.
So that's more
in projects.
That's friendship. That's not Peacebrook. That's friendship.
Well, yeah, Walter, you haven't been part of this, and you can define it any way you want. I'm just telling you what I understand, and everybody can have their own understanding. But my view is that Peacebrook
He's got a broken tire or flat tire. I'm gonna help Steve.
Well, you could. You don't have to.
Or some beers later.
That's up to you guys.
See, is that Peacebrook or is that just friendship?
It's kindness.
Why can't it be both, Walter? Why does it have to be either or? Why can't it be both? Steve and I exchanged books for children, and I didn't see it. And I didn't see it until I was sitting back one day and I thought, oh my gosh, Las Damas de Belmont Cregan partners with NWC, right? I'm sorry that I said that. The Northwest, how is it, Steve? Austin Council. North Austin Council. We partner with them by exchanging children's books, that are relevant to each of our cultures. And we've been doing it a couple of times and never even thought about it. And yeah, Steve's my friend. I met him when I met Barry. And, and I do so many things like this. Barry's saying, Diana, Barry and I know. But it is time exchange. It is. Some of these people are my friends. And you know what? Some of these people I never met before. I'm working with a group right now. I never met before. Actually, it's not even a group. It's one woman with some families who want to do good. And she's been doing that on her own. She came across me. We hooked up. I'm helping her. That's Eastbrook. I was willing to give, told Barry, okay, here's a story. And you know what? I give Barry hell about Peachbrook. I don't see it, Barry. I don't see it. You know, he knows it. But
Yeah,
I see
absolutely.
it.
And I value
I
it.
see it.
I think
And I
it's
called
a lot
them,
of
and I
us,
called
it's
the
a lot
news
of us on this
agency.
call who have, you know, got together through Facebook and been helping one another with different projects to help people.
Yeah.
So you know where I was at today?
You're there.
The biggest St. Jude's.
Okay,
I can see.
supported.
Everybody comes together. That's the biggest.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Big cause.
Do I get credit? Oh, it's just a human.
Well, here's the difference between kindness and recording a time transaction. Kindness is like cash in the dollar system. It's it's the small ways that we help each other. But when you record a time transaction, it's more like you're doing work.
Okay, I got.
So if you're doing a project, it can't be loosey goosey. If we're have a babysitting co-op, I need to know who's going to take care of the kids on Monday. And if it's a garden and we're growing food, I need to know who's going to water the garden on Monday. And and there's an obligation and a responsibility. But it's not if the person who is supposed to water on Monday doesn't do it, it's not something I take to court and sue them. It's
All right, I got a scenario.
it has an impact. It has an impact on our relationship.
All right, Barry, I got a scenario for you. Okay, let's say you want to come to my house, cut my grass. I'll give you tomatoes and cucumbers. Is that a barter exchange or is that time card?
Well, you could, if you have a reason that you want to record it, then we record it as we're helping each other.
But
we
if I
record it anyway. We record it any way that serves us both. If we both agree to it, maybe I pay you 2 hours a time because what I got from you was more valuable.
So if I agree, you'll agree for tomatoes and cucumbers and some food.
Right.
You'll say yes. So that's bartering for service for food.
But bartering isn't the big item. The big item in my mind is how can we have Chicago and our communities be the places we want in 3 years.
Right.
And we need, what I'm passionate about is having thriving communities where things are just flowing in a positive way. People trust each other. And not everyone, but most people trust each other.
Right. Well, y'all, it's at the top of the hour, and I'm gonna say we gotta get ready to jump off. I'll usually go around the room and ask anybody, do you have anything in conclusion? If you do, I'm not gonna go through the names. I'm just gonna say, go ahead and say something real quick, and then I'm gonna defer this all over to Dr. Rudis in closing. So anybody got anything in conclusion?
Thank you for the conversation.
You're welcome. Okay, and I want to thank everybody for coming on tonight. Welcome to Northwest Austin Council. We do this thing every weekend. Dr. Rudis, won't you take us out? If you don't mind, if you're there.
Go on mute.
Yeah, no. You know what? I wanted to say a couple things. I got a lot of stuff going on here at the Rooted Center for Business and People Development. One of the things that I do is what I call a Wind Down Wednesday. It's an open mic type of situation in the backyard. You know, I'm getting back into my poetry bag. So I also got a musician coming through here, a nice violinist. And so if anybody interested, y'all can slide through like a drive-through from 6 to 10 on Wednesday. I also have a chef that comes through, and I got a bunch of cooking apparatuses out there. So you bring your own food, and we could throw it on the grill for you and everything. Additionally, I'm teaching people how about investing. So I'm also doing that on Wednesdays. But so with this particular Wednesday also being my event night, I'll be teaching from 6 to 7. It's also virtual if anybody's interested. And then from 7 to 10, we'll be pretty much in the backyard doing the wind down situation. What else I got? A bunch of other stuff, but some of the other stuff involves the Rotary Club that we started here on the West Side. And I'll talk a little bit more about that as that inches closer, but we're working on a literary fair in which we're going to have a bunch of different things going on in that regard. But anyway, and our district council meeting is this Thursday if you all are interested in joining that. And we'll be at LeClaire Garden over there on LeClaire and right off Lake Street, like Kinsey, that area over there. Anyway, so just a couple things if y'all interested at all. And then I think that was it for everybody, right? Everybody said what they had to say, Steve?
Pretty much so. We're going to close out. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, y'all. Well, y'all know, like I like to say in closing, man, they didn't want to give us a seat at the table, so we had to create our own. We got open seats. We just trying to welcome y'all home. Thank y'all for allowing us to welcome you to Northwest Austin County.
So, good night, y'all.
Good night.
God bless you.
Thanks. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
All right, we'll be
Good night.
touching back. We got a lot to work on. A lot to work on. Good night, y'all.